Yo, we upgraded we were upgraded. We got a nice camera. The quality should be a lot better. So today, my main goal for today is to talk about Wyckoff structure again, because I don't think maybe the price delivery video went into enough depth. The quality was, of course, not very great because I was using like a 2013 MacBook Air. Yeah, we upgraded, so I get some better content out, right? Um, so so at least for me personally this week, I caught a good AJ trade. Um, well, not great, right? Didn't just go flying up, but SL didn't get hit. Hardly, I don't think we really went to any drawdown. I moved to break even. Um, really gonna ride this one out. Take partials at a 1 to 2. Let the rest run out. You know, keep the SL like under the previous high or previous low, whatever direction we're going in, right? And I just wanted to break it down. I know this is a bit like it's like, oh well, you could have just did this. Yeah, whatever. You can believe what you want, right? But I took this trade earlier this week, right? I think I took it Thursday, so yesterday, right? Because today's Friday. Yeah, I took it Thursday night, which you probably shouldn't do. You shouldn't trade Thursday because it's actually Friday in other countries, right? If you're in the LA or West Coast area, right? So basically saw that we were in the Wyckoff structure. Here, let me delete this. So basically, when you what you typically have, like for me personally, what I see plays out and works the best is if you know you're at a bullish market, let's say, um, and we get this selling climax, right? So the automatic rally, you should get ST, right? You know, come back up. Um, Typically, we'll take out a little bit of liquidity down here before moves up, and then you will have a lower low here, and that's your spring. Come back, you have a test of that spring before you eventually distribute, right? Um, Distribute, right? So that's basically your Wyckoff structure, right? Let's just so you get the selling climax, right? That is huge. You get the ST. Let's lower that. Get ST, right? Typically you can get a second ST, right? Second ST into the lower spring, right? So this spring is gonna be lower than the SC, and the ST. This is your spring, right? So this is just a model, so this doesn't mean it has to be perfect every time, right? Into a spring before you get distribution and the continuing money delivering price, right? So you could be on the 30-minute, be on a 30-minute. This whole schematic's playing out on the 5-minute, playing into this 30-minute move, right? So this is the whole idea of price is fractal, right? All these things move on the same in the same way on every time frame, and they all go into each other, right? So the 1 hour is going into the 4 hour, the 30 minutes going into the hour, the 5 minutes going into the 30-minute, right? The schematic plays out in every single time frame. You could even go down to 30-second. You know what I mean? Our job as traders, at least if you're a Wyckofian or however you want to trade, is to be able to recognize your system, right? For me personally, I'm big on understanding the structure of the market and then understanding supply and demand zones and then understanding money, like overall sentiment, understanding the fundamentals of the market. Why is the market going up? Why is the market going down? So that you can have better trades, so you're not shorting when the overall sentiment is bullish, right? It just doesn't make sense, right? From a technical standpoint, like you should already know your fundamentals of whatever pair you're trading, or if you're trading oil, what moves oil, or if you trade futures, what moves you at the future you trade. Like, you need to understand these things. You want to understand the overall sentiment. You know, we're big on price action as well. So we're at 97, right? So we want to watch how um, price interacts with these rounded numbers, because we all know big orders are lying around rounded numbers, whether that be 100, 95, whatever, right? Your big orders aren't going to be at 80, at 98.8, right? They're going to be at these rounded numbers. That's where the banks trade. That's where institutions trade, right? Oh yeah, I forgot to mention you get a retest up in the schematic. A retest before you get that continuing bullish structure, right? Or delivering structure. So here I found, or not found, but I personally have seen the structure play out here. We had a selling climax to AR to the ST to a spring, right? Spring is typically a really big wick. It's a spring manipulation, liquidity grab. People call it all kinds of things, right? I call it a spring. That's how I know it as. And then you're gonna get a retest of that spring before you get distribution, before you get that continuing up move, right? So you have a reaccumulation model, right? You get the accumulation model. That's accumulation model. The accumulation model play out by right before you get this distribution. So you're saying, okay, but when do I get involved, right? I personally like to wait for this for the spring. Well, I think anyone that wants to trade Wyckoff structure on any time frame, right, should wait for the spring, wait for the retest, wait for this retest, and wait for this distribution, right? This distribution is super important to get involved, because that's when you know money is delivering, right? That's when you know money is delivering. I don't know what I just grabbed. It's okay. So when you're looking at these structures, right, you're gonna want to look for an impulse to a pullback, a correction, right, before you get some type of a little bit of consolidation, which on the 5-minute, whatever time frame you're watching, you're going to see some type of spring, some manipulation before you get this up move, right? This is huge. This structure right here is huge. This is what you should be trading every single time, right? Looking for this schematic played out perfectly here. So you had the up move, the correction, we had this retest, right? Before we should see price moving up. So that's basically how Wyckoff accumulation model plays out, right? You could go deeper into the phase A, phase B, phase C, phase D, phase E, right? You could. I think the big thing in trading is taking what you think works, right? Saying like, okay, I see the spring play out in a lot of models, like a long wick, meaning there's a lot of buying pressure, a lot of selling pressure, and that could be considered your spring, right? And then you wait for a retest of the spring before you watch overall money sentiment go in your direction, right? So if you look up here in the JPY section, everything's green. So you wouldn't go short CAD JPY if all the JPY pairs are bullish, right? So using overall sentiment for whatever for whatever pairs you're trading is imperative, absolutely imperative, right? So I mean, just checking out USD, you know, we have this AU. I personally really like comparing it to, yeah, the Dixie. So the Dixie moves the exact, so AUD USD and Dixie move in the exact same or in the opposite ways, right? So if you're trading any US pairs, it's very important to watch for the Dixie. Understand, like, are the Dixie Bulls in control? Are the Bears in control? How long do you think they're going to be in control? What are the areas of interest for these? So even just down here, like Dixie dropped down to 100. I just talked earlier about how these rounded numbers are huge areas of interest for big investors where they want to get involved. And so we should see big moves up for Dixie, like just from here. Also, if you understand the fundamentals right now, that US data has been good, sound, strong, right? They've made dovish comments on interest rates and stuff like that, but we know that as long as the data's coming out and it's strong, inflation's low, FOMC, the Feds and stuff will keep their whole incentive is to keep the US dollar strong. You know, the US dollar runs the whole company, right? You're never gonna see the dollar like fail dramatically unless there's a real economic crisis, right? And even then, like, they lie. I don't know. Okay, I'm not gonna say they lie, right? But you know, they're gonna do their best to keep the dollar strong. And I think there's a lot of interest of keeping the dollar above 100 at this point in time, especially with the data coming out. It's been strong for US dollar. I mean, even here, like, you could see the structure kind of playing out right now. You know, you have the selling climax here on Dixie, right? You have the automatic rally, AR. You have the ST. You know, we're getting that schematic playing out. And then we have the spring. You know, this was kind of like a grab of liquidity. You know, everything has stayed above this area. So if we just blow this up, like, you can see that the spring happened, right? Spring to delivery. Now we're just waiting for this, for the bulls, you know, or that the big boy money, you know, the competent man will come in and continue that upward movement for Dixie. If you know anything about economics, there is a formula that explains this. Like, the US dollar will always increase in value no matter what. There's just like the future's dollar, in the future the dollar's value is going to be worth more than it is today, no matter what. As long as the economy and all these other things and the government do the same things that they've always done, like, it's very hard for the currency to fail, especially when the US is such a powerhouse, right? Yeah, I think that's a big thing that I just wanted to go over today, was just just going over the schematic, really, right? So we had the schematic play out right here. You know, we had the spring, ST, SC, AR. We have the retest coming right here. Retest. Before we should really see, like, moves up. Should see the US continue to move up from a technical standpoint and a fundamental standpoint. That is two confirmations that you need to start trading, right? And then you want to have reasons to get into an entry. Like, what's the best opportunity for you as a trader, the way your mind thinks, the way that you're good with risk management? What is your moment to get involved, right? For some of you, it could be like, I'm not going to get involved until we break this previous high, and then we can continue, right? We have this ICI structure play out. Let me just fix that. We have this, you have the ICI structure play out. So you have impulse, correction, impulse, right? MintFX goes over this a lot. It is one of the best ways to get involved. Impulse, correction, impulse, right? Cut it short because I kind of just went on to a ramble. But yeah, that's all. That's all I wanted to go over today was Wyckoff, possible price entry criteria. Getting involved in when money is moving. You know what I mean? So yeah. Me and my partner have a website. blackoaktradingfirm.com. We got courses. With a purchase, you'll be able to work with us one-on-one, whether you're options trader, forex, stock, of course, options, stock, same thing, futures, whatever. Like this stuff all works the exact same on all markets, right? So yeah, until next time, guys. Thanks.